Hey, welcome back to Fixing Things. On this video, we are going to install a fuel cell, just like an original fuel tank, with straps and all, in the ProStreet Pinto. And I'm here to show you how we're going to do it. We're going to make it so we can use the original gas filler on this episode of Fixing Things. All right, so here's the fuel tank that we have. I chose for this one. I got this off of eBay, actually Facebook Marketplace. And a good friend of mine, she gave it to me actually. And I thank you for that. Her husband builds race engines and does all kinds of things. But I definitely want to thank you for that. But here's the tank. It's probably around an 8 to 10 gallon tank. I'm not sure. But here's the fuel discharge lines go through the bottom here. And normally, if you were doing drag racing, this would set out facing the back. If you were doing dirt track or something where you're always going in one direction and the fuel is going towards one side, you would put this towards the side of the G-force going out. But in our case, we're going to put it straight out the back. We're going to be doing autocross and drag racing. So when we mount it, we're going to mount those fuel lines coming out the back, and we'll mount a fuel filter right on this area right here. So one of the things I want to do is, here's the original straps. And I want to mount, here's one of the original tank strap hole here. But now that's going to be in the wrong position. So I took the liberty of already chopping out so this thing would fit here. And I welded a piece of sheet metal in. And I cut a hole so that this raised top would come out through. This is the tank vent. And we're going to reattach that tank vent to the filler hose. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this piece off and not use this. I don't want to have to open the trunk to put gas in it. So we're going to put gas in through the original filler, and it comes in through these right here. So we're going to take this off, drill a hole into the area of the fender well, the inner fender well, and bring that pipe straight in and straight down, and hopefully we can weld it right to this right here. That's what I'm hoping, because this is a pretty big hole, so we may have to do some fabricate thinking on this. We may leave this alone and weld a piece on here, so later we can always put this thing back in place if we want to. I don't think we'll ever need to. You can buy these type of closers online, but we're going to fabricate something that goes right onto that and fill this tank straight from this hose here. So the first thing we need to do, probably we need to take off this, because this is kind of in the way of the tank going in. Also, I got to clean up these edges, and I got to make it so the tank can mount. So, and we no longer want this part of the stuff being accessed, so we may seal up this somehow. Maybe grind this a little further out of the way. Maybe. So there's a lot of stuff in here that's stopping the tank from going. So the tank does fit up in here. I kind of left this ledge here so that the tank would sit on it when I was fabricating the hole, but we no longer need that. And I don't want these sharp edges rubbing on the tank, right? When the tank is full of fuel, it's heavy, and if the vehicle's sloshing around, going around turns, we don't want it to saw a hole in the plastic tank. And or I could dent this up and make that a lip and just take a piece right to that. Well, actually it'd be right here. This doesn't need to be there at all. And this is like hidden access that we really don't need. We want this sealed up. The more sealed it up is, the stronger it's going to be. So we'll cut this piece. Maybe we'll leave that piece, cut it, flap it up here, cut it out here with the Sawzall, flap it up here and tap it, tack it, do something with it. But let's get this fuel filler. She is full of rust. I mean rust. So let's see if we can get that off. Let's bring the car down. I know the tank fits already because I put that piece in there, and I'll show some pictures of what I did. We welded it and put it all in there. Something I did after working on my daughter's Jeep Liberty on Sunday after church. And I just had some free time. I didn't really make a video, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Sometimes it's faster to do it not on video, because then I can just do it. You really have, it's like when you're working on a video, you got to try to get every shot. And then you go look back at it and you say, oh man, I got to do that over because it didn't come out in the video. So getting this off, it's just going to take these 4 screws. They may snap off. I may have to grind them. Who knows? But we'll get on that. All right, we're going to squirt some PB Blaster on that. I should probably squirt it from the back side too. Hopefully I got it. It's a Torx bit. That one came off. That one came off. Whew. Hot. Okay. So here's the pipe, and it came down at an angle and stayed away from the tire. And so what we're going to do is relocate this thing like this somehow and get it to shoot out. But we got to get all this trash out of it somehow. It's nasty. So you can see there's a lot of rust in that stuff. I'm pretty sure we can get something, clean it out and then hose it down. The pipe is pretty solid. But let's see what we can do here. All right, so here's our hole here, and here's our pipe. And originally it came down like this, but we want to get this through this. So we're going to have to shorten this up by more than the length of my frame rail. So this is probably a 2-inch pipe, 2, 3, 4, and 3.5. So we need to figure out where to get this pipe, how far to shorten it. And this is the location where it was at right here. So I need to do is take a measurement. All right, so right here, I think we'll measure from the center of the pipe. That's up to the floor. That's 6 inches. and we want to come down. So we got 6 inches to the floor, and we want to, so we got 6 inches to the floor, but we also want to be high enough to get our bend into this. So whatever pipe we use to make our bend, probably around 6 inches. So we're looking at 12 inches up from our pipe over here, from center, approximately. That's going to put us way up there at the top. All right, on further study, I'm probably going to have to come through at an angle right here. And I'm not going to have that turn that I would like. So I'm going to have to improvise probably with a 90. But I don't have enough drop here to get up to my 12 inches that I need to make a gradual turn down into the tank. So we're probably going to do a sharper turn down into the tank so that I have enough flow. Because when you're pumping gas in, you don't want the gas to shoot back out, right? You know what I'm saying? So we'll try to fish this through, and it'll come out right in here somewhere. And then we'll figure out how this is going to connect and go down into the tank. And we'll make we'll get a 2 1/4 inch radiator hose piece and make our coupling here. That way we can take it apart later if we need to. Now, I'm just guessing, I'm not exactly sure, but I think we'll start about right here. Go the right way, maybe just a hair higher. Go slow so we don't break the tip off. Let's get this thing on here so it's find a sharper bit.
One eternity later.
All right, you can see my hole was definitely in the off position, but we kind of got that thing to scoot over-ish, here-ish a little bit. This will sit fat, then I can screw that into place, and we'll have to make a patch for this big old hole here. Definitely my measurement was off. I was going to shorten the pipe. I still can shorten the pipe, but I think shortening the pipe would not have helped. So put a slash cut in it right here at this angle, bend it, and weld it back up. All right, now that this thing is clocked in this hole, I put some marks where I need to drill some holes to put the new screws. I also got to dent it in here a little bit. And we'll put a filler plate in here. All right, so we got, oh, now we got a helicopter. Okay, helicopter's leaving now. All right, so we got this thing bolted in place now. Got it screwed together. So now my cap should fit on there in the stock position. We still got to take it back off and get all that rust out of there. Now we should try to see about getting this tank mounted. So I'm pretty sure we got to shorten the straps up. We have to weld some tabs on there, and we'll get this tank mounted up inside here. But that's looking pretty good now. It is going slightly uphill, but that'll be all right. Might be able to force it down. She's nice. Factory. That's what I like. So now I can pull up to the gas pumps and go right into here where you should. You shouldn't have to open it up. I do got to make a vent on it yet, so we'll see what we got to do with that. We'll vent it right next to the driver. All right, let's see if we can't slide this tank up in here. All right, that looks pretty good. And I need to make some marks where the straps should go. So I made some marks on the tank on about where it needs to lay. Right there. Okay. I take the tank back out, and then we know where we got to make our thingamajiggies. All right, I put some bolts on the back side of this, and we're going to weld them to it, and we'll be able to drill some holes in our straps. And where the hole goes through, we'll weld a little washer onto it. That way it's not pulling just on a thin piece of strap. Well, before it was just hooked in there. It could have cut away anyways. All right, let's turn this thing on. Turn the heat up. Okay. Can I get the shield down? Maybe not. Okay. Can I get my gloves on now? Probably should have put my gloves on first. And I'm in my open-toed Crocs. OSHA approved. All right, let's see if we can't get a bead on this thing. Yep, OSHA approved. Crocs. Good for sparks. OSHA approved. All right, so on the back side of the tank, I took some rocker arms, the ones that came off the motor originally, so I guess we're never putting these back on. And I cut some slots in it, and we use them for the clamps that holds the tank on this side. So the bolt should slide into there and lock her down. All right, so here they are, all welded into place. Now the thing should slide through right there. Let me grab one. Just like that. And we can tighten it up. All right, we got the tank in there now. So we can see how the things are holding up. I put 2 pieces of pressure treated lumber to take up some space. And there's my bolts. And she's in there tight. She's also resting on the original floor here, which ain't much. It was rusty to begin with. Look at my hair. So that part looks pretty good. We don't want to leave the Carol light in there. I gotta get some batteries for my Tristan lights. But it looks good. I think that'll pass track code, right? I've seen tanks held in with wood blocks before. So let's get this on the ground, see what we need to do to top. All right, so you can see my filler pipe is coming in and it's aimed right towards that. So it's just gonna shoot right in there. Probably just put a funnel there, right? That'll work. So we need to make something so this thing, I mean, I could just leave it and be done right there and not use this at all and just seal all that up. But I want this to work. So I need to find something that'll work here and then I can get it right into that. All right, man, we got the tank in there. I got this kind of at the wrong angle, but that's okay. It's in there. I ain't changing it now. I mean, I probably could just drill a couple holes next to it or something, but I think I have to take this piece off here anyways. So we're gonna notch this and get it facing that, and I'm gonna find something with a little bit of an elbow in it that's 1.25 inches. I'll Google something on eBay, right? Find me El Cheapo fuel hose or something. I know they got them for trucks and everything else, so I'll Google one 1.25 or 2.25 or something, whatever that is. Whatever that is, that's the size I'm going to get. Anyways, that tank is in there. She's permanent. She ain't going nowhere. She's locked up in there. Guarantee. Put the fuel in my tank from the side now. Yes, sirree. Ready. Someone's going to siphon all 10 gallons out of my car. They wouldn't get much because they can't get past that foam that's down there. It's looking good. It's looking good. The car is getting closer and closer. I'm going to have a special guest appear on our show for the startup. And it's coming soon. On my next episode of Fixing Things, we're probably going to finish the floor in the back and do a lot of odds and ends, like get the radiator in, get everything ready for startup. Run the fuel line all the way to the front. We're going to connect to one of the fuel lines that's there. Going to put a nice bolt-in filter. I'm tired. I got to get inside. Whew-wee. That thing looks good. Hey, God bless each and every one of you. Hey, I want to thank everybody that likes and subscribes. Please like. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe, you know. I can say that my channel is starting to grow pretty good, but I need it. Some more subscribers. For my checking my data, the data says that only about 20% of the people that watches my channel is actually subscribed. So just, if you're going to watch my channel anyways, and sometimes you're returning to the channel, just subscribe. Because if you don't watch it, it's going to notice you ain't watching it, and it will not issue you the broadcast as much. And eventually we'll put it off with other stuff you do watch. But anyways, please like and subscribe. I like to get some money back out of this stuff. God bless each and every one of you. Remember, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And look at my hair. This thing's getting ready to go. I mean, we're getting ready to do some smoky burnouts. I got some wheels and tires on eBay that I'm not eBay, on Marketplace. I'm getting ready. Man, oh man, look at that fuel tank. It is right. It is right. Don't worry about that pipe not matching. I still gotta put the vent hose in. God bless you. I'll see you on the next episode of Fixing Things. Great time of day. Oh, that looks good right there. That looks like NASCAR. Yeah.